Okay, I forgot to mention to bring your towel with you to Cuesta, and you can put it over your lap. You can also wear an apron or not wear anything and get a little wet and muddy, okay? So this next step is, now that the clay is centered, we're going to open it, okay? So I have I'm still over here, my body is over here to the right of the wheel. I'm gonna put my hands in the same position, right, that I did to bring the clay up and down, but now I'm gonna turn my hand. So I'm gonna turn it and adjust so that my 3 fingers are across the top in the middle. This finger is in the middle, and my thumb is resting on the outside. And then my right hand is on top, okay? And I'm gonna slowly, if you can see that, I'm putting water on the top, and I'm slowly pushing down with my 3 fingers. And my elbows are really tight against my body, and they're resting on my legs, so that my hands are not moving like this. Okay, and I'm just gonna slowly start to go down. And if it dries out in there as you're working, just stop and drip some more water in there. Okay? So now my fingers are going down, and I just rotate my hand slightly. At the beginning, when I'm opening up, and you can see this inside there, when I'm beginning, my hands are a little bit flat, but as I move down, I rotate my hand up so it's going directly down. Okay? And I just keep going down, steady, 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 all the way down till I get close to the bottom. And sometimes you're not exactly sure where the bottom is. So in that case, you stop the wheel, and you take your needle tool, and you just poke a hole in the center. And if there's a little water in there, it will show up. I don't know if you can see that. It will show the thickness of the bottom. If there's not water in there, you can put your finger in there and see. And that is about a 1/2 inch. Typically I leave about 3/4 of an inch. Okay, this time I went a little bit further, which is okay. You just don't want to go all the way through, okay? So now I'm going to, you can see the bottom in there. I'm going to open it up, okay? So I want to open it up, so I'm going to put some more water in there. And now I'm just going to slowly move my fingers towards me. And again, this is very slow, and you're trying to keep it flat, right? So I'm paying attention to the bottom, and I'm sweeping the bottom to open it up. Okay, I have a little breakage here on the lip. That's because this clay body is a little weak. So I'm just going to brace the edges and push down. Okay, so it'll strengthen the lip of that. And I'll go back to opening it up. Okay, so I'm just moving my fingers along the bottom. Each step that I'm going over right now takes practice. So this is nice and flat. Typically, when you're first learning to throw, sometimes your fingers move up and you'll get a rounded bottom. Sometimes your fingers will move down as you're opening. So it takes practice to get your bottom to be flat, okay? And like I said, every step that we're doing this first class will be practicing probably for 2 weeks. Okay, so I'm gonna drip some water now on the edge, excuse me, and I'm just gonna push down on the lip to strengthen it. So I'm bracing both sides and pushing down, okay? Once you open the bottom, you want to, before you start to bring up the wall, you want to just compress it with your fingers on the bottom and going back to center. So I'm starting at the edge, or it's hard to describe that part. I'm starting on the wall inside and just moving my fingertip, just the flat part of my finger, towards the center. My arms are still braced on my body because I don't want them to move. And I'm just compressing it to strengthen it. It's like we're countering what we've just done. So we've pulled it open. Now we're just compressing it back together so that it won't crack later on. Okay.